What's happening, people of the internet? Cajun here, and I'm back here with Steven.
What's up, y'all?
We're here for episode 3 of the Slayin Cajun podcast. This time, we're talking about the gaming community, how it has affected us, negatively, positively, and we're going to talk about the evolution of it a little bit, the things we know and the things we want to know. Start us, Steven. What was the first game that got you big into gaming?
The first game that got me big into gaming, I'd say, was Pokemon. Like, for many people in
Same.
my generation, you know.
Pokemon Ruby!
I mean, I loved. I remember just, like, sitting on my couch, me and my brother playing Pokemon. And it really sucks, because nowadays, I really can't do portable gaming anymore. You know, I like to, when I'm gaming, I like to just sit down and, like, not even on my phone, you know, like, I can't play Candy Crush, like, it just, I don't know why, but I can't, you know, I just look at, like, Facebook or funny videos and pictures on the internet. I just don't do mobile gaming anymore, but really growing up, Pokemon, I'd say, was the entrance for me into the gaming community.
Well, this is going to be a quick story time, and I'll probably talk about this on a solo video. What got me big into gaming was my dad. My dad, when I was younger, was big into gaming, like Tom Clancy's games, Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat. But the game that I discovered on my own was because of my cousin. It was Zombie Ate My Neighbors.
Never even heard of that.
It was on the Super Nintendo. I'll probably put a picture of it on editing right here. And the game was so weird because you would find zombies jumping on the trampoline. It was just that perfect weird for a little kid to like I love video games. And it started off my journey into gaming. Then I got into Pokemon and it was downhill from there, so to speak.
I mean, like, I remember they did an event at Toys R Us. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Joffrey. But I remember, like, you had to go to Toys R Us and you could trade them any Pokemon because, like, how the trade system worked back then. Because, like, now you get, like, those codes for, like, Pokemon drops. Yeah. And I remember it was a big thing. They tried to keep it, like, as secret as they could, you know? But, like, it was still, like... Because at the time, you could only ever get... I think it was, like, 300... How many Pokemon? I think it was, like, 355 out of 356. I don't even remember. Like, the only Pokemon you couldn't get was Mew, right?
That was first gen.
No, it was, like, the second or third when they did this event. Like Pokemon... Mew was the only Pokemon you could not get.
That's
but
been
then
all of them, truthfully. They
did a event at Toys R Us where you went there, you got in line, and you got a Pokemon. And some of them, I remember, like, a guy who was, like, in front of us in line a couple of times, he was, like, probably, like, we were, like, 10, 13 maybe, and he was, like, a little bit older than us. We might have been younger. It's really old memory for me. But I remember us, you know, like, some people thought you had to trade them something, like, really worth it. You know, like, some people were trading in, like, Lugias. And, like, a guy in front of us got a Lugia. Like, who traded... Like, he's like, yeah, someone traded him a Lugia for it. Because they don't check, like, what you're trading them for. And they just traded a Lugia for the Mew. And the person working the system was like, hey, do you want a Lugia too? And they gave him a Lugia and a Mew to the guys a couple people in front of us. And... me and my brother, we just traded magic arcs. We knew what we were doing.
And see, I didn't know about that growing up. So, I just had the basic Ruby game, and didn't notice that.
You had to, like, it was, like, you had to follow a page from another page on the... Like,
on another page?
No, like, on the Pokemon official website. It's not like it is today, like, where, like, that kind of thing will be all over Facebook in, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like, they had an article on their main page, and if you clicked, like, a link, like, you know how they'll hyperlink something through a word, you know? You click that, it takes you to a different article where they talk about their thing with Toys R Us doing that partnership. And it was so cool. And, like, that was one of my big instances with gaming culture. Another one, because I'm from Houston, and at the 10-year anniversary in 2006, because I remember this because Pokemon debuted in the U.S. the same year I was born, 1996. So we went to... If I remember right, it debuted in Japan in 94, debuted in the U.S. in 96.
That's correct.
Which is funny because that's when my brother was born and when I was born, with those 2 years. But for my birthday, because it happened on spring break, like, they were doing this huge tour of the U.S., but they came to Houston, to Space Center Houston for, like, part of the festivities. And I don't remember much about it, but I remember outside there was a bunch of stuff, like, with Pokemon card gamers and stuff like that. And then, we went inside. They had, like, things set up. And we were one of the first people to actually go inside. And it was just really cool. I love Space Center Houston.
Well, see, with Pokemon, one of the biggest incidents, fun fact for you, you talked about the original Red and Blue games, sorry guys, were released on when you were born.
Yeah.
The next gen came 2 years later in 1998.
When you were born.
Exactly. And here's a fun thing for y'all guys. I'm going to try to do this. Keyword try. I'm going to try to set up a randomizer Nuzlocke of Ruby.
Really?
You know what randomizer?
I know what it is.
Just make sure because most people don't.
I think a lot of people do nowadays.
And
Maybe not 2 years ago, but nowadays.
And I'm going to try to do a full playthrough. And if I can, I'll learn how to stream it maybe. I just got to learn. It's a learning process.
You're going to have to use to do an...
dual monitor, OBS, and all that.
Yeah. An emulator of some sort, probably.
Yeah, it's an emulator.
But I think, like, as I got older, I kind of fell away from, like, communities in gaming sometimes. Like, I still saw myself as part of the gaming community and talked about broader concepts. But I think, like, I had some bad experiences with games like Call of Duty and MAG. Yeah. I think we talked about it last time.
Yeah, we talked about that on the last podcast for you on
my Overwatch podcast. Be sure to check it out.
Description.
Overwatch Point News.
Shameless plug.
Yep, very shameless. I don't care. We talk about gaming, so if you like gaming,
more specifically Overwatch,
you'll like that.
But yeah, we talked about
I had some bad experiences with that game, which I really liked that game up until that happened, and like I was still a relatively low level player, so like I never really got to experience the true scale of that game because I had such a bad experience with it when I was like early on in that game, and it just kind of ruined it for me. And then I think gaming communities get a bad connotation because it's like anything. The worst people are usually the very vocal minority.
Yeah.
Like because people talk about how toxicity is so rampant in Overwatch.
Not really.
I think it's like people say it, and it's not really that rampant, but in games because I'll play like 10, 15 games a night. Sometimes like in quick play, but in like 2 of them maybe, like
toxic.
Roughly like 10 to 20% maybe of my games will have like really toxic people in it.
Right, and see, I've noticed that as well. People be like, "Oh, gaming turns people violent." No.
There's been like I hate when news stories run like exposés on that because they never run. Like they always run it as expose, which if I remember right,
negative.
Well, if I remember right, it just means it doesn't really need that much backing. It's just an observation. It doesn't need. They don't cite anything. They cite look at how many people are playing it. And like they look at a very cursory glance. Like it has guns. Like for example, Fortnite. It was really big for a while. Like it has guns. It encourages people to try and kill each other. Like very cursory glances about looking at the science behind, that here's the thing. People can disassociate themselves from games. That's not like right. I can play Batman and beat up a ton of
and you're not going to go jump off the roof screaming, "I'm Batman."
Exactly. And there's been a lot of research done into that. MatPat did a really good video on it with Fortnite and social interactions, how it is actually helpful.
And that's what the biggest struggle is for people our age. People say, "Oh, y'all are in your 20s and y'all shouldn't be playing video games because y'all get sucked into them."
Bite me.
Thank you for keeping it. But yeah, like I use it for an escape.
I use it as a stress reliever.
Right, and see, we're both stressed out college students. He's a senior at Belhaven here in the SIP.
Yep.
I'm only a sophomore, and I'm already stressed out.
Yeah, that's part of life is stress. Everyone has something they use to relieve stress. I don't understand what's the huge difference. Like, it's like it takes up too much of your time. Well, what's the difference between me playing Overwatch for an hour and someone reading a book for 2.5 hours? Even if it's a fantasy novel. Like, oh, but it's,
There's pages.
It's like, I can understand, you can say...
I mean, like, if you're spending, over 5 hours in it, yeah, you might need to step away.
But, I can understand, if you're reading, for example, a book I'm reading for class that's very interesting is John Fay's Why We Study History. Right? It's a really interesting book, and if you're a history major in college, check it out. It's a good book. You're probably gonna have to read it anyway on your senior level classes. It's a good book. It's really interesting, and it really dives into a lot of the details. But I can understand comparing reading that to playing video games. Yeah, that is different. I'm trying to do something to better myself education wise. But what's the difference between me playing Overwatch and someone reading Tolkien? It's just a way to relax. It's not bettering them in
any way, really.
Well, I think really some of the similar ways as Overwatch does is it's a very creative thing, and Overwatch is very creative. I work on team building. I'm on an Overwatch team, and I'm going to talk about this more on my podcast.
Yeah, that's
but I'm in an Overwatch team. I'm meeting friends and making friends with people in Canada, in California, New York, Maine, Florida. People I never would have met.
Right, and see, I'm not in a league because I'm not even level to comp yet. Yeah, but on his server for Discord, I've met people from Michigan. I think that's where you said Beercat was from.
He's from Texas. All my friends are from Texas. That's where I'm from. Everyone on that server is from Texas except for
I thought you said they were from Michigan. One of them said they were from Michigan or something, working in steel.
None of them are from Michigan, but they all work in the factories.
Oh.
You're probably mixing it up with someone else.
But anyway. Here's another person I watch, and this another person on Twitch, McLaffy Taffy I told you about.
Yeah, you told me about him.
I've met so many people from Canada, Dutch. I'm surprised they understood me.
A lot of places speak English because it's a common language.
Well, I'm talking about Southern English.
Fair enough. Very
all right.
Fair enough. We have weird expressions.
Now let's talk about. We talked about the negative, and we probably spent
And we started talking about the positives. Now I think this is a really good transition. I've made we've made these friends,
right?
That we never would have met otherwise. I mean, I did football for 6 years, and then when that ended, it really sucked because I felt like I wasn't part of anything anymore.
Right.
And I did a play after that, and I recaptured some of that feeling. And being part of the gaming community is really helping bring that back for me. With this Overwatch team, I feel like I'm part of something. We've got a ways to go because we're a really new team, but we're getting better every day, and that's something I like to see.
And same here. I played football for 4 years. Got it done. I tried track and field. I couldn't get into it. I was good at shot put, and I was good at discus.
I was good at shot put. I wasn't even good at discus.
I got dizzy every time, but that's not the point. But yeah, it's you try to find stuff. I tried track and field. I tried bowling. I tried archery. I tried it all, and I could not find anything to fill that gap. And then I discovered I fell back into the Call of Duty community. And then it reminded me why I despised it. Not against any of you who are a part of the Call of Duty community. Hats off to you for being there. But I couldn't because people would always cry and complain about, oh, you don't know how to do this. Oh, you don't know how to do this.
Everyone thinks they're a pro in Call of Duty. I think Overwatch has that problem too once you get to a certain extent. But I think it's worse in Call of Duty because they always think they can do whatever you're doing better than you.
Right. And see, I would mess with people. I would get the shovel and I would hide. In World War II, the shovel was overpowered.
Never played it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I haven't played Call of Duty in forever.
But
I was thinking about getting Black Ops 4 till I heard they got rid of the story mode to focus on Battle Royale, and I'm like, that's the one thing you had going for me.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why I would bought that game.
Zombies.
Zombies are pretty fun too, but I always like the story for Call because I'm really into games with stories, and some of them have been really bad. Others of them have been amazing. You know.
For me, some of the games that I've enjoyed that have been a positive for me were the Batman games, and not only them, but the Skyrim games.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls series was
Elder
really
Scrolls 6 is confirmed, probably coming out next year because this year's gonna be fall. They're not gonna compete against themselves.
Right, and see, that's one community I haven't gotten into yet. Let's check out Fallout.
Oh,
hit the like button if y'all want me to try Fallout and give my review of it.
I've got it on my computer. It's a fun game.
All right, if we reach, I don't have a lot of subscribers.
If we reach 1 subscriber,
no, if we hit 10 likes, with Steven's permission, I will try to live stream that game.
Yeah, man, sure.
That's down to you guys. But one thing that we both talked about was our history with sports.
Yep.
There's one game that we have not talked about.
Madden,
and all the sporting games.
I thought you were going to talk about what happened in the Madden tournament last week.
I don't know. I don't watch.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
There
what
was
happened?
a esports tournament at a mall, I think, in Florida, and apparently one of the contestants in the tournament who lost. Right now, I think they've confirmed it was him. For a while, they were just saying he was the primary suspect.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He opened fire on several contestants. I think 13 total were injured or deceased, including himself. He killed himself. It was a very bad thing. We don't want to talk about really heavy stuff like that. This podcast
it's out there, but that's beside the point. This podcast is to uplift you guys.
Exactly. So I think it's time. We're going to focus on the good things about those games. I
want to talk about one quick fun story, and this involves you, Beer Cat, and his buddy. I can't remember his username.
Night Raven, ex-WoW nerd.
Jonathan, I think his name.
Yeah, he just goes by Jonathan.
A couple of nights ago, we were playing Quick Play.
Oh, in Overwatch?
Yes, you probably remember the story in a minute. I believe I was playing off support. And
Who were you playing?
I think I was playing Zen.
Off support.
Hey, I got it right. Woo! And we just, out of the blue, hear Jonathan yelling at Beer Cat. I can't remember what they were screaming at you, but I could not quit laughing.
It was funny, yeah.
And see, that's the fun stuff. When you build friends that are, y'all yell at each other, but at the end of the day, you're still friends.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they work together. They've known each other for a long time.
And we work together editing our podcast. And
yeah. And I think gaming, brings people closer together than it does take them apart. For however toxic the Overwatch community might be known for, however, rivaled Xbox versus PC wars are going,
Yeah, PS4 is just, we're here!
I said Xbox PC.
Yeah.
I meant Xbox versus PS4.
Yeah, well, all three of them have been competing against each other for years.
PC's always been PC.
Yeah, PC's actually better.
They're different. I think they definitely scratch different itches to me. They just because to me, when I'm going for a hardcore gaming session like Overwatch or anything competitive, I do computer, and especially because I like park builders too. I recently got Jurassic World Evolution, which is a park builder. I like it a lot. Well, I say recently. I got it when it came out 2-3 months ago. But
I want to see you play that.
I streamed it a long time ago. I tried to get you to watch it, but you said, nah, I don't want to.
I was in DC.
Nah. Oh, yeah, you were. But
that's a story for a different day, guys. But, yeah, different games. My favorite memory from gaming, and this is fun for me, was when I was little, my dad first let me play Mortal Kombat. Maybe this is what's wrong with me.
Probably. It explains a lot.
But my favorite thing was when he showed me how to do the fatalities. My dad was like, look, this is what you do. And he sat the controller in front of me and went, boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden, it was the original game. So I used to see Sub-Hero.
Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah.
That was an arcade game.
Well, no, it was like a remake for the SNES.
Yeah.
And it showed Sub-Zero grabbing the dude's head and going up.
Yeah. Those were insane games. Those games are insane just for the point of being insane.
Alright, now I'm saying why I play violent games.
Yeah, me too.
But what about you? What's a favorite memory that you have of gaming in general?
Oh. I'd have to say, when I was younger, one of my favorite, or one of the moments that stuck with me the most was the ending of Ocarina of Time with Link and Zelda staring at it. What?
I've never played Zelda.
Oh my god. But, so that one won't really hit clone to you, but to the sane people out there who have played Ocarina of Time, which has been rated as the #1 Nintendo game of all time.
Sure.
By Nintendo employees as well. That end scene with Link and Zelda looking at each other. Then Navi runs off, and it's really sad. I think a lot of people forget Majora's Mask is him trying to find Navi. But, I think a more modern one is just, I was going back and just looking at, a memory I have is just the feeling I got, because I was in silver in competitive for the longest time, because of, I wasn't able to build a team comp, I think it was early season 10.
That was before they introduced a Final Group set.
Final Group came out towards the end of season 10. I climbed out of silver in season 10 after they added the Final Group, because I think at the beginning of season 10, or no, this is halfway point, this was a week or two before they introduced the looking for group feature. At that point, Hanzo Zarya had been super meta, and she still is. It still is. It's really, I think, it was an underused team comp at the beginning, like, or ultimate combo. Like,
now it's overused.
Yeah, because I think really, like, some people, especially at the pro scene, were just like, well, just use Tracer because she can get her ult fast, you know? But now Hanzo can get his ult fast, too, which is what makes it super strong.
What other character in that you told me? Then I'll tell you about my modern favorite memory.
Done, but I wasn't done with my story.
Sorry.
I was saying, like, you know, I remember, like, halfway through that season, I got in a team where I was a support main, and everyone else had only even touched that season Hanzo or Widow. No other hero that whole season. Everyone else, except for one other person I think can touch Roadhog for, like, literally 5 minutes in comp. And so it was nerve-wracking trying to build a team comp around that, because it's not their fault the game put 3 DPS mains together and one guy who plays some off-tank and a support main. You know, it wasn't the game's fault, but then with the looking for group feature coming out, I was able to start building team comps, like, you know, before going in, just knowing, okay, you know, we're going to be able to fill every need we have. And I think one of my best feelings was, because I'd been trying for literally months to get out of silver, that moment I crossed into gold. I liked that moment even more than me crossing into platinum, which happened
recently.
Halfway through season 11. All of season 11, I was crossing it, like, from 2450 to 2550, like, just inside and just outside of plat.
Well, see, and
now I finished the season at 2711, so I shot up at the end.
Yeah, you're platinum still, correct?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of plat now.
Quick question.
Hoping to get to diamond.
You said Hanzo and Tracer were 2 people that can get their ults fast, correct?
Yeah.
Wasn't Junkrat also someone who gets?
Yeah, Junkrat can.
I didn't think. Really I was trying to make sure because my game.
But I was thinking for the combo with the Zarya ult, but we'll talk about that more on the podcast.
That'd be an interesting combo.
Oh, it's used a lot, but you can there are ways to counter it.
Yeah, but one of my favorite modern memories is discovering my friends like you, Beercat, and all you guys, and show me how fun it is to have a friendship on a game, not just outside of it. Yeah, we talk, but having you guys mentor me and having friends that are like, look, Joseph, do this instead and you'll do better. And I've gotten from day one better, yeah. From day one when I picked up the controller sitting on the couch.
Yeah. I think everyone I think it's really very visible in Overwatch. Because I remember talking with another friend of mine when they just started, you know, like they were talking about how good I was compared to them. I'm like, dude, I'm level 200 right now. Right now I'm level like 429.
Yeah.
Right. I was like level 200 at the time. And they were like, I'll never be that good. I'm like, dude, you're level 30, okay? Me at level 50 was 1,000 times better than me at level 25. Me at level 100, 1,000 times better than that, you know?
Yeah.
You learn with experience.
And see...
And then, like, it starts to plateau with your knowledge, because your mechanics can only get so good until you start correcting your mistakes.
Right, and see, what we talked about last episode, I was level 10. Your boy's level 17! And that's been a week of work.
Yeah, level a day. That's pretty good.
I'm almost level 18. I'll probably get there tonight.
It's probably going to slow down because once you hit level 20, I think it is, every level is 20,000 XP from there onward.
Well, I'm probably going to be putting a lot more work in.
But focus on your schooling.
Yeah, that too. But we're going to end this round 25.
Alright, so we're done?
Alright, guys. We're done for this episode. Steven, what would they need to do?
Be sure to like this video, comment down below anything you want to hear in the next podcast. Go check out my podcast if you love Overwatch. Overwatch Point News at my channel below. Slayin Steven Streamin'. I'm about to change the name of the channel.
To be spelled correctly.
Because Joseph over here helped me with a new logo and everything's been... I love it. It's really cool. So be sure to check it out.
He'll be getting a new cover art for the banner soon. Just don't give me a minute.
Yeah, thank you, man. But be sure to subscribe and hit that bell the bell icon if you want notifications.
With that being said, peace out, nerds. We're done.